Good afternoon. I am Pastor Thomas E. Simmons of Mauldin, been a citizen of Mauldin for 30 years plus, also pastor of the Reedy Fork Baptist Church, Simpsonville. As we gather on this Tuesday, June 30th, 2020, at City Hall of Mauldin, South Carolina, we want to thank each of you for taking the time and joining the concerned citizens of Mauldin to share in this press conference. As we assemble, I'm reminded that it was 5 years, 13 days ago that on June 17, 2015, in Charleston, South Carolina, 9 African-American personalities that were in Bible study at the Emmanuel AME Church were slaughtered by a personality by the name of Dylan Ruth. The morning after the attack and murder, law enforcement arrested Dylan Ruth, a white supremacist that had attended Bible study on that evening. Ruth posted photos on his website with emblems associated with white supremacy and the Confederate battle flag. The shooting triggered and gave to debate on the modern display of the flag and other Confederate relics and memorials. Displays of the flag associated with the Confederacy have long been controversial in our community. Some Southerners associate the Confederate battle flag with pride, Southern heritage, states' rights, historical commendations, and the American Civil War. Others around the country associate it with historical revolutionism, glorification, and civil war. To us, it's racism, slavery, segregation, white supremacy that attempted to intimidate African Americans, and even treason. Following these murders of the 9 precious lives of the Emmanuel 9, as we better know them, as the South Carolina General Assembly convened and voted to remove the flag from the state capitol grounds. The flag was removed. We stand here today in front of Mauldin City Hall, hoping and anticipating and striving for a better Mauldin, a better Greenville, a better state, and a better United States of America. As we press through these times, we continue to face and endure the winds of racial insensitivity of personalities such as Councilman Dale Black, and those who continue to uphold and perpetuate racial and white supremacy ideologies that is symbolized by the Confederate flag and its relics. How long shall we encounter and fight the war and its ideas that was lost with the Confederacy over 155 years ago? How long shall we continue to be demoralized and demeaned and unjustly treated and looked over as equals of this community and society and the human race? We come here today dismayed, disgruntled, but not defeated that Councilman Black, though apologetic, has not resigned his position as the City Council of Mauldin. His Facebook pages, like Dylan Ruth, perpetuated these types of racial insensitivities. We are further disgruntled that the mayor, Terry Merritt, and council persons were not able to remove or censor Councilman Black on last Friday evening's special call meeting. However, we applaud and encourage council persons Carol King, Diane Kuzner, Mike Reynolds, and Taft Matney for their public statements supporting that Councilman Black resign. In this moment of history, we can't be silent or remain silent. Mauldin and Greenville, we are better and stronger together than separate. Let us build a greater Mauldin and a city and county together. At this time, we will have statements from Mr. Derek Qualls of Black Lives Matter, followed by Pastor Curtis Johnson, concerned citizens of Mauldin, as well as pastor of the Valley Brook Outreach Church.
Sir, real quick, could you state your first and last name and your title once more for us?
Thomas E. Simmons, pastor of Reedy Fork Baptist Church, Simpsonville.
Good afternoon. I'm Derek Quarles with Black Lives Matter. we were made aware of the post of Councilman Dale Black and acted immediately to expose his true character and to expose the hate that's in his heart for the people of Mauldin and for the entire state of South Carolina. We know that the governor has encouraged protest around the state, and we have been protesting even prior to his encouragement, because we know that protests are responses to the trauma and the drama that Black people are exposed to on a daily basis at the hands and at the mouths and at the actions of racist white people. And so we, Black Lives Matter, Fighting Injustice Together, have partnered together, as we always do, along with these preachers, for a peaceful protest this afternoon here in Mauldin at City Hall at 6 o'clock. We've talked to the police department, we've talked to the persons who we need to talk to, because we want to make sure that we do things peacefully. We want to make sure that we do things in order. We also want to make sure we send a clear message to Councilman Dale Black that we do not want him to continue his service on council here in Mauldin.
Good afternoon. I am Curtis Johnson, the pastor of the Valley Brook Outreach Baptist Church in Pelzer. I'm a citizen of Mauldin. I've been living here for 17 plus years. Even as a child, I grew up in the Mauldin area, went to school at Bethel Elementary, and became a Cub Scout at Glendale Church. So all my life, I've been connected with Mauldin, South Carolina. And I've always considered this place to be a warm, hospitable place to stay. The first time I had experienced something that would raise an eyebrow concerning this was when I saw the posts from Dale Black that expressed something that came from the city council that I had never considered I would see here. The gathering of the diverse audience that we have of various backgrounds and cultures and experiences are demonstrating to our entire community and the surrounding cities that while we appreciate the city in which we live, we all believe that there is now even greater potential for a better Mauldin. We are here because we want to live in a community that celebrates our diversity rather than exploits our differences. We are here because we want to live in a community where each of our citizens feel as if their concerns and issues are not ignored nor disrespected, but addressed. We are here because we believe that there's not one population of demographic in our community that deserves to feel disrespected. We are here because we have learned through the long and painful history of this country that words matter. And in the midst of such a racially sensitive time in this country, words from elected officials especially matter. Words can inspire or words can destroy. Words can ignite a firestorm or words can calm an angry spirit. We are here because Councilman Dale Black apologetically claims that he did not realize the damage that sharing racially offensive posts could do. Councilman Black, we'll respect your apology, but there still must be consequences for your damaging behavior. We also point out in this social media age that when an elected official shares many similar posts without explaining or adding disclaimers to them, readers are left to believe that this elected official shares those sentiments and concurs with their messages. And as Mayor Pro Tem, we are then left wondering if the sentiments expressed by him represent the sentiments of the city leadership. We live in an age where we have a president that is insensitive about the damage that his spoken or tweeted words or his shared racially offensive videos do to our culture or to the multitudes of people that he offends. As a result of the temperament demonstrated by the many times reckless use of verbiage and the messages that they convey, the Southern Poverty Law Center reports that the growth and the formation of hate groups in the United States are at an all-time high in the Trump era. They go on to say that the president himself has helped to mainstream hate by fueling the fears of a white minority country. And in a press conference, Heidi Byrick, who is the director of the Southern Poverty Law Center's Intelligence Project blamed this rise in hate groups in part to the words and imagery coming out of the Trump administration, which have been heightening the fears of demographic replacement. And then the president's choice to label COVID-19 as the Chinese flu and the racially offensive term Kung flu has resulted in incredible racial attacks and slurs and violence against Asian Americans. Many Asian Americans have ended up in the hospital, some even beaten to the point of death, partly due to the incendiary words spoken by the leader of this country. What this continues to prove is that the words of an elected official who represents a nation, a state, or a city matter. Words from an elected official can serve as dog whistles to magnify the hate and divisiveness into the city. So while what Dale Black posted, it matters. One of the many of his posted sentiments attacked organizations that have never engaged in racial terror, never engaged in racial supremacy, organizations such as the NAACP, the United Negro College Fund, and many other entities. These are entities that had to be founded, and many were co-founded by white citizens for the purpose of seeking to advance causes and create opportunities that were not available to black people at the time of their founding. Dale Black and all elected officials need to be held accountable for the words and images that they espouse and project. Freedom of speech is protected, of course, but an elected representatives need to understand that their words carry consequences. We continue to demand his resignation. It needs to be crystal clear that incendiary words, racially offensive and exploitative words and images coming from the mayor pro tem or from the mayor or any elected officials in this city will not be slapped on the hand, and it will not be ignored. Our demands include not only Dale Black's resignation, but also that the mayor and the city council will publicly censure Councilman Dale Black in order to make it clear that he is not expressing the sentiment of Mauldin City leadership. We're also asking that the council votes to remove him from the committees that he chairs and from being mayor pro tem. We are also asking that the city of Mauldin will form a commission to study the racial culture of this city and offer recommendations that can first create healthy community racial education and dialogue opportunities. Secondly, introduce racial sensitivity training to the city council and city administration. Thirdly, identify ways to encourage black and minority entrepreneurship and pursue minority business city contract opportunities. And fourth, increase racial diversity and city hiring practices. The fourth request that we've made is that City Council will collaborate with the Mauldin City Police Department to form a citizens review board that will increase community participation in partnering with the city police to ensure transparency, accountability, and community law enforcement involvement. We also wanted to be clear that we will not disrespect nor dishonor Dale Black as a family man, as a citizen, and as a multi-term elected councilman of this city. We, as the concerned citizens of Mauldin, will not participate in personal attacks upon him nor his family, and we discourage others from doing so. But while we obviously disagree with Councilman Black and have no longer confidence in the leadership in this city, we urge all to respect and protect his dignity, humanity, and privacy. Now, to Mayor Merritt and to the City Council, we need to hear from you. We believe that you see Mauldin as better than this, but your silence implies consent with a mindset that magnifies and exploits our differences instead of celebrating our diversity. We as pastors and citizens of this community prefer that these demands be addressed swiftly and without delay. None of us desires that this matter continues to linger, and none of us wants to see Mauldin represented locally or nationally as a racially offensive city. None of us wants to see companies divest from Mauldin or that the term Mauldin be associated with hate. We prefer a better Mauldin, We prefer to participate in community reconciliation, a celebration of our many cultures, and to publicly affirm that this is a city of love and of hope, justice, and opportunity. Finally, we are here because we want to be a part of a better Mauldin, and we believe that every person that's here does too. So therefore, with all the persons that are here, if you agree that you want to see a better Mauldin, shout together, we deserve
We deserve
a better Mauldin.
a better Mauldin.
Thank you.